Welcome. We are a mother-daughter podcast about all things surrogacy. Together, we have brought 8 beautiful babies into this world, and we would like to share through education and knowledge about surrogacy with those who want to educate themselves on the topic. This is Stop.Sit.Surrogate. Hey everyone, if you ever thought about becoming a surrogate, I want to share something with you. Stop.Sit.Surrogate is now a matching and referral agency that helps guide you through the very first steps of your journey. We'll walk with you until you're matched and connected with a trusted agency that supports you all the way through. It's such a meaningful process, and knowing you're not alone makes a huge difference. So if you're curious about surrogacy or ready to take that first step, check us out at Stop.Sit.Surrogate.com.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Stop.Sit.Surrogate with Kennedy and Ellen, mother-daughter duo.
Hello.
Hi, Kennedy. Today, we have another one of the triplets. I know I'm like lumping you all together, but this is baby A, Ben.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
You know what you were, baby A, B, or C, or you don't know?
I believe I was A.
You were A. That's correct. Yes, Ben. So welcome, Ben. Thank you for coming on with us.
Yes.
Thank
Oh
you.
my gosh. Having me. Thank you guys for having me.
Yes,
my
Ben is currently located in California, going to college. All three of you are in different states, aren't you?
Yes.
All three. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, that's so trippy.
Yeah. I mean, your dad was an empty nester, like immediately. Like, I don't even know how he dealt with it. I don't know. That's hard. Did he do okay?
He always tells us that he was as eager to leave the house as anyone at like 10 years old. So
Wow.
friends in the family.
How
Very
funny.
Very fun. Okay. So we're just going to get started and talk to Ben like we did with his brother Sebastian. And then teaser, their sister Maddie's going to be on.
Oh my gosh.
I know. I'm super excited.
All three.
Excited too. I know. Because I never thought I'd get any of you on here. They're not going to want to come on and talk about this. But like, yes. So awesome. Thank you so much for gracing us and for your time, because I know you're busy.
Yeah.
This is very important to me. I was telling you this earlier, but I hope to learn as much from you guys as you learn from me. So
Aw.
That's very, very sweet.
My
right.
gosh.
I know. Aren't they so adult? You're so
Like,
adult.
it's just so weird because like I remember seeing pictures of you guys like at 2 years old, like in like Georgia or something. Like
Yep.
that's
That's
all I
my-
remember.
You're little. You're always little in my mind, because I didn't grow up around you, or you didn't grow up around me. So just the pictures I would get, that it was it. There's like 3 of you. You're 8 months old. I still have it up in my living room. You're all in some type of jean outfit. I think you're 8 months old, and you're sitting on a couch, and you all have little hats on.
And yellow shirts.
Yeah, it's adorable.
Oh, I know
Love
that. I
Your
know
little
that.
chunky little babies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look, I think now that I'm out here in California, that's something that we should definitely change. I hope to be a little bit more present in your guys.
Oh, that's so sweet. Yay. Oh, you can come up anytime, hon. Bring your
I
friends.
would love that.
We're going to make that happen. Okay.
She's
All right.
got a pool.
We do have a pool.
You don't have to say anymore.
And a hot tub and a slide and a diving board. Yes, it's just the big fun house. Yeah. Right. All right. Well, I'm going to start asking questions. I sent you a little list. It's just like a guideline. We're just going to use it as just like a little, and then we usually go off on tangents. Kennedy will tell you for sure. I go off on all the time.
She goes off on tangents.
I go off all the
stick to
time.
the list.
I'll try to stick. All right. Okay. So how old were you when you found out, your earliest remembrance of like the dad's telling you that, hey, this is why you don't have a mom, type of thing?
I wish I had like an exact time with you.
That's okay.
No, if I remember correctly, it was very early, probably not earlier than it should have been, but earlier than I could have like fully understood it.
Yeah.
So I guess it was more just a buffer, like, hey, I don't know if you noticed, there's 2 guys in the house and there's no mother.
Yeah.
So it was like very, basic description of kind of what the circumstances were, but it must have been when I was probably 7 or 8, I'd say.
Okay.
Early.
So kids weren't asking you at school prior to like the 7 and 8 year old time frame of like.
Yeah, I mean, I guess actually, I think a moment that I remember that actually like spurred conversation about it was on Mother's Day when we were writing Mother's Day cards.
Right.
The whole class was like participating in it, and I was a little confused because I didn't have someone at home to write it to, and that was definitely a little weird to me because I still had no like basis for explaining why I had two dads or how I came to be to people. So there
Yeah.
wasn't really much like conversation for me to give about it. And that kind of led to people asking questions and
Yeah.
interrogating the situation a little bit.
Yeah. Were you always comfortable after you knew talking about it, or did you shy away?
No, I used to hate talking about it.
Really?
Yeah.
It,
I just
it,
I don't
Yeah.
know why, because it's not especially now, it's not a weird thing at all. I just back then it almost felt a little taboo to me because people, young kids, they don't have much of a filter, so they can be mean about it.
Yeah,
It's
Totally.
even something so simple like that. It's like, they can kind of ask questions that maybe they don't have or maybe they don't mean to have bad intentions, but it can come across as kind of mean or offensive. And so I did kind of like stray away from even like bringing it up in conversation or like putting myself in a situation where I would want to talk about it.
yeah. And then, so from that age to like junior high, high school, and now, more comfortable talking about it? Like,
Yeah,
then,
no, I mean, I think, well, first of all, I got comfortable with change after moving so much. I mean,
Yeah.
we've lived all over the country. And so
have.
that's something that brought me out of my comfort zone, just in terms of the fact that I got more comfortable with, adapting to new environments and meeting new people and kind of having to put myself out there. And then, as you get older, people become more understanding. And it was something, well, as I got older, I had a better understanding of what surrogacy actually was, and I could explain it to people. Whereas when I was younger, that wasn't something that I had the ability to do.
Right.
So now it's kind of a novelty to people. I mean, it's a good fun fact to have, and there's no shame in it whatsoever. So
Right.
Yes,
That's good to know.
it's a fun icebreaker, that's for sure.
it's my go-to when we have fun facts at the beginning of a class or something like that.
Do you say I'm a triplet, or I'm a surrogate triplet, or one or the other, or both? Like,
Triplet, two dads, surrogate triplets.
Yeah.
wow. I bet the whole audience
I
probably
know.
just stops. The whole classroom probably just goes, what?
Yeah,
What?
they're like, explain your life.
For most people, it's kind of like a first that you can see that. I mean, being a triplet's one thing. Being a triplet from a surrogate mother is, a whole different thing.
A whole different thing, especially how old you guys are. Because surrogacy back then, when we did this, was like triplet pregnancy. They didn't want them. They just didn't want them because they were high risk. They were just high risk. So they didn't want you.
Did you know you were gonna have triplets? Was that something that you went in?
We didn't go in. Your dads and I did not go into this saying, hey, we want multiples. Let's do multiples.
Right.
What happened was, when we were in for the transfer, they grade the eggs, the quality of the eggs. And they were really poor quality. So the fertility doctor told us. So we were standing in the room, and all of us just looked at each other, and where we were like, well, how many do you want to put in? And we all kind of said 4 were kind of medium quality. And we're like, let's just put them all in. Just put all 4 in. Never thinking 3 would take, because when we walked out of his office after the transfer, he's like, don't get your hopes up. I give you a 15 to 20% chance of getting pregnant with 1.
Wow.
And we just all went, well, what the hell just happened? Why are we, hold on a second. So we just made the best of it. And then when we went in for that 6-week ultrasound, and he went, there's heartbeat 1, there's another one, and there's another one. And I went, what? And I think your dads and I, everybody just went white, because we're like, you sure that's it, right? There's not 4. And he's like, yeah, no, just 3. And we all looked at each other, just 3? Yeah. Oh, dear God. It was like,
wow.
Nobody could talk. Nobody could talk. We were not expecting.
I can't even imagine how you were feeling at that point.
Nobody expected it. And I think as it sunk in, they were probably elated, because they're like, hey, 1 pregnancy and done. We got 3 kids. That's great, right? But nobody knew how that pregnancy was going to go. No, we didn't know. I mean, I was in it for the long haul. Like, let's get them to where they can be viable. And luckily we made that. We did, and everything went well. But I don't know. That changed their lives. Like, boom, like thinking they're bringing home 1 little baby and they're taking home 3. Plus they had to stay. You guys had to stay in the NICU for a little while. Their lives just got turned upside down, but they were troopers. They really were. Your parents were like, just rolled with it, just rolled.
It's a massive job, but I mean, you started it, so.
Oh, well,
Took the biggest.
The whole thing of doing surrogacy, Ben, it was like, I'll have them. I'll have 1. I'll have a couple. I'm not raising them. Like, it wasn't like I didn't want to raise them, but I didn't want the sleepless nights. I already did that. I already did it with my 3.
No, we don't want to raise them. Like they're not our babies.
Yeah, like, and we're just like, because people
okay.
always say, aren't you afraid? Oh, it's so sad you have to give the baby up. And no, you go in knowing you're doing this for somebody else, and that's just that's not even it. You're just babysitting for 9 months, basically, is what you're doing. So
do you apply to be a surrogate?
you do.
Mhm.
You apply.
Is it a requirement that you've been pregnant prior?
Yes, absolutely. It is. Yep.
Not only pregnant though, like you have to have your child like in your house and be taking care of it. I mean, you could be you could have like split custody or something, but you have to have a healthy child, and your pregnancy had to go without severe complications.
Right.
And and you have to be of a certain age, and then you have to be like not a psycho. They like do psych evals and stuff.
You can be a single parent.
I'm mostly asking because I was always under the impression that that was your first pregnancy, us 3, and so I thought there's no way. Like
really?
You would be an actual trooper. Not that you aren't, but that would be the whole
it was harder because I had 3 kids at home to carry triplets, because I had all their activities to go to. And I got pretty tired towards the end there because it was a lot of baby. But yeah, we kept, and I barely fit behind the wheel to drive the car towards the end. Because I was so big. But we kept doing it. I just kept moving the chair back all the way. We kept doing it. No, that's interesting. You thought you guys were my first, huh? Yeah. No, that you have to have had a child, like Kennedy said, because that shows that you can birth a baby and you know what that bond is like. And so you have to kind of remove yourself from that bond when you're doing surrogacy. So yeah, interesting. Wow. Okay. Cool. All right, let me go to my next one.
Well, fun fact, I know that you probably heard this on your brother's, but she had to gain 24 pounds before you guys were like 24 weeks in like her stomach.
Yeah.
And what is that for? You have to gain weight.
Normally a pregnancy, they want you to gain between like 25, 30 pounds.
Depending on, if you're like
normal pregnancy. Weight. So with you, I went to a specialist. I love him, Dr. Porto. He's in Irvine. And he had told me, okay, we're going to do this, but in order to do this, you need to gain 24 pounds by the 24th week. So that's by the time I was 6 months pregnant with you guys. That's not an easy thing to do. It's just not. So what I found worked, and I did mention this on the other one and I won't elaborate, but milkshakes worked really, really well for me. I had 2 and 3 a day. They were very high caloric, because once I got to the 24th week, you guys were taking up so much space in my uterus that there was so much, you were squishing my tummy, like my stomach, and I didn't have that much area for food. So I started living, you guys kind of started living off of the extra fat reserves or what have you. So I had enough caloric intake. And so I would just eat a lot of tiny, tiny meals and a lot of liquids. Yeah.
Interesting. You know what? I think your love for milkshakes translated to my life.
Really?
Yeah. Because I can't go a week without having them.
Oh my God, stop.
No way. Okay, what's the flavor? What do you have to have?
Probably chocolate would be like.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm like a mint chip, and I'll do chocolate too. As well. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
That's funny. Just you or your brother and sister too?
I mean, I think Maddie loves milkshakes too. There's something I've always loved them. So
you guys had them all the time when you were in utero all the time. Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's funny. That's really funny.
That's hilarious, because I was gonna ask you, because we didn't ask this with Sebastian, but like, was there something that you craved when you were pregnant with them?
Oh, me?
Yeah, you. No, Ben.
Gosh, what did I crave? I think by the time I was done gaining that, I was just kind of tired of the milkshakes, kind of just over it. And it was such a just sweet. I can't remember what I craved.
I was just curious.
It was food in general. They're just anything really, because it was a lot of energy exerted carrying all of that around. Because like on a normal pregnancy, you get to be like 40 centimeters out. Okay. Because I got 60 centimeters out. That big round with you guys, right? Because there was 3 of you in there. So it just was a lot to carry that around. So yeah, it just exerted a lot of energy. Yeah.
Were we all roughly the same size when we popped out?
Maddie was the littlest.
Smaller.
Yeah, she was in the middle. You guys were one on top, one on bottom. You were like bunk beds, and she was in the middle. And she was the tiniest. I think she was right under 4 pounds, and I think you guys were right at 4 and a little over. Yeah, like 4'1", 4'2". She was like 3'10", 3'8", something like that.
How premature were we?
8 weeks.
But for triplets,
right? Each extra baby you take away, isn't it 2 weeks?
You take well, because twins can be born. Can't twins be born at 38?
Yeah.
So like technically,
2
triplets
weeks
can be born at 36.
36, and I had you guys at 32. So technically, you were 4 weeks early. But if you were in a normal pregnancy, it was 8. Gotcha. And you were only in the hospital like just right around 5 weeks. And it was really just to get your body weight up because nothing was wrong with you guys. Thank God.
Seriously.
No, thank God. And you just needed to learn how to suck because that doesn't come to like 36 weeks and you were already out before that. So you just had to learn how to suck and you had to gain weight. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. We were very, very lucky. Very, very lucky.
Yeah.
But you were all meant to be here. And that's just, there's a whole nother story behind that. We won't go into it, but you're all meant to be here. So, yeah,
it's
time.
It's on her explanation of her podcast of just like explaining your guys' story, literally verbatim, like detail by detail.
I started to listen to it. I have to finish it.
Okay. All right.
Crazy.
So how were you now we heard how you kind of shied away from when you're, but how did Jason and Terry tell you guys that, hey, this is how you came to be? They just matter of factly like, hey, there's no woman in the house. How did they do it?
I guess if I remember clearly, it was I mean, the term surrogate was always used. He had to explain like a little bit about what it was, but he said you are born from a surrogate pregnancy. We picked someone who was going to hold you as like in her stomach, like quite literally, and she's not your biological mother, but she is your mother in some way because she held you for 9 months in your stomach.
Wow, that I never knew that. That was very nice.
I'm gonna cry. I love you.
Yeah, that was sweet of them. And then because Sebastian even said it, like I became known as California mom because that's where I lived. Yeah, right.
California mom. It was an easy way for us to label.
Right. That's so cute. I love it. I love that. That was fun. Yeah. And so you were told that like grammar school, right? It wasn't like you were 2 and 3 and they're trying to tell you this
very basic. I was always under the impression that it was just him donating sperm and that it was your egg. I never knew there was an egg donor till recently.
Oh, how crazy!
Recently?
Yeah, till when that picture was sent. Yeah.
Oh, that blows my mind.
19 years on this earth, and I just found out that it was a different egg.
Oh my God. Seriously, like Ben, if like you guys were half mine, I'd be like,
she would have became like Georgia mom, North Carolina mom. Like she would have gone where you guys went.
Everywhere. Like I would have had to come and visit. Not that I would have wanted to visit more, but I'm just saying if you were, that's one of the reasons I didn't use my own eggs. Right. We could have back then. Now they don't allow you, but back then you were allowed to use your own. Mm-hmm. And I just, no way, because my genes are so strong that I was just like, I can't have little Ellens running around like, and me not.
I totally could have like inferred that at some point. It just never crossed my mind. And I'd always looked at pictures of you and I thought, I don't see much similarity. I don't. Maybe it was just all Jason somehow, but
interesting.
I get the
full picture. Makes way more sense now. Makes way more sense. Yeah. Oh my God, that's way interesting.
Oh my gosh.
Look at that. Learn something new every day.
I think you can put the blame on Jason because maybe I think he took that explanation when we were very little as kind of like, all right, you guys are set. You have that knowledge. Go work with it on yourself. And
interesting. So he just kind of like laid it out. There you go. Take it and run with it.
I guess he was always there for reference if we had questions about it, but I don't remember us ever asking a lot of questions about it. I guess because, well, one, we don't know any differently, so there was never like there was never room for us to even question, like, why do we have two dads? Why do we have a surrogate mother? It was just like,
Right.
okay, cool. Like, that's how it is. And then, obviously we kind of researched on our own a little bit, like what that actually means.
Yeah.
But I don't think we ever really like went back and had like a detailed conversation with him about this. And that's why I'm really glad to do this today, because
Yeah.
I
Learn a little bit more. Yeah. How I came to work with your parents, we all went to the same agency unbeknownst to one another. I just went, they had gone, they had been there before me. They signed up, they were waiting for a surrogate. I came, I had done a surrogacy previously with that same agency. And then I went back because I just didn't get that journey that I needed in the first surrogacy. So I needed to do another one. And they gave me some profiles, and your parents' profile was just top notch. Like, they jumped off the page. I'm like, I have to work with these two men. I have to. And we had a match meeting and we loved each other right away. And we agreed to work with one another. It's a holiday for you guys. Is it Rosh Hashanah? Is I saying it wrong?
Passover.
Yeah. That's the day that we called and said, yes, we want to work with one another. So that was very symbolic to your parents. They were just like, oh my gosh, it's a sign. I don't know. They were elated that we did it on that day. And I was like, okay, cool. And from there, it just went. It was fast. It was boom. It was fast. And then we found out we were pregnant with triplets. And then it was like a whole nother ball game. It was like, oh dear God, now what do we do? Yeah.
Well, I'm sure that built the communication between you guys very quickly.
Big time. Yeah, big time. They came out quite often for, I think the only ultrasound they weren't here for was the gender ultrasound, where we found out what you all were, boys, girls, what have you. But one of them, somebody was here for almost all the big stuff, which heck, they were in Georgia at that time. So that was pretty impressive that they came out for that. Pretty impressive. We even had a little baby shower here for them. For you guys.
Aww.
With my mom was here. We had a bunch of friends over. That's the picture of grandma where she's got the hand up in the air. She's in the kitchen.
Oh, no way.
Because Jason said something and she reacted to it. She's like, right on, Jason. Yeah. And she put her fingers up.
Oh my God, how cute. Yeah. I didn't know that.
I was hugely pregnant. I want to say that was July and you guys were born in August.
Yeah.
So yeah. Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah, that was fun.
That's great.
That was really fun. Yeah. And to this day, there was years there where you guys would call me on my birthday. And I'm like, who does that? Who?
Yeah, no.
I know not you guys wanted to do that. And I'm sure your parents were like, you guys need to call Ellen because it's her birthday. And without her, you probably wouldn't be here, blah, blah. But very cool. It meant a lot to me. And I know it might have just been a phone call you felt you had to make, but it really meant a lot. And as you guys got older, it was very difficult to try and find out, what are you guys doing? What sports are you in? Because I talked to you once a year. It's like, okay. And it wasn't your dad. They didn't really put stuff on Facebook a whole lot, like about all of you guys and everything. It was kind of, so I didn't know too much. So it was just those conversations. I enjoyed them immensely. I have cards that you guys made me and I still have them. I want to say that they were 7 or 8 when they made them. Aww. Yeah. And they're so cute.
I need some more of them.
They're adorable. In fact, I can find them. They're in a scrapbook. I'm gonna take a picture and send them to you guys because they're adorable. Yeah. And just I don't know, just very sweet, very sweet. Sorry, this isn't about me. Sorry. Okay. I'll keep moving. I'll move on.
See, that's a tangent. That's a tangent.
There it is, people.
We like the tangents.
Do you? Okay. So growing up then, all right. So then what type of questions I don't want to keep harping on this, but like, were you asked by other kids?
The most common question I got was, are you adopted?
Are you adopted? Okay.
That's a fair question.
It is.
Yeah, especially when you talk about someone who doesn't know how to explain the surrogacy, you think someone else is going to understand my explanation. Like,
right.
Not really. Because they think it's like, this lady had 3 kids.
Right.
2 dads came along and just were like, can we adopt them? That was kind of which is a valid reason. And I think I kind of, again, when I was younger, it was like hard for me to kind of rebuttal and say, no, this is actually how it was. It was more like, sort of,
Yeah.
Sort of adopted, not really though.
And then you all being triplets, like you weren't all three boys or all three girls. So did you guys get a lot of that too? Like, or no? Like, I know triplets don't have to be like
Are you talking about like identical?
Yeah, I know you don't have to be identical, obviously. But you know, Maddie's in one classroom, you guys are in another class, and you're like all triplets. And just did that create any? I guess what I'm trying to say is you being termed as a triplet, did that bother you? Maybe that's what I'm trying to say. Like, because you're all each your own individuals, but a lot of times you get lumped as triplets. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a big part of our identity that, you know,
that's true.
Something that's going to be significant. It's never been something that's like harped on me negatively though.
Okay.
I think a triplet's great. You know, I don't know any differently, so I don't know what it would be like to not be a triplet, but it's kind of like having, you know, two little buddies next to you all the time. And, you know, growing up, now we're a lot more close with each other, especially that we've all gone away to college and we're apart from each other.
Yeah.
But it's never been a negative thing. And I think people, even like when we were younger, people always understood what a triplet was.
Okay.
You know, you have 3 kids, regardless of who your parents are, how you came to be. A triplet is a triplet to people, you know.
Yeah.
Same exact age. And it was cool.
This is a big question I'm going to ask Maddie, because she was the only girl other than
whole
Alta.
household.
We know about Alta, your kind of nanny. We know, I get her, but she was the only girl in a house of all guys. Like, did you notice any differences with that? Did you notice that?
She had to learn how to fight.
I was gonna say she's got to be tough.
Yeah.
She is tough, and I totally think that like that kind of formed her identity in a big way. You know, it's one thing to not grow up without a brother or a sister. It's another thing to not have, you know, a mother in your life. And Alta was one thing. You know, she was always around she was with us till we were 15 years old.
That's amazing.
But it's not the same. You know, you still get motherly care, but it's not the same connection that you would have with your biological mother.
Yeah. Okay.
So she'll easily speak to that better than I can because it's her experience. But it's I think she's stronger because of it.
Yeah, I can see how that would happen. Yeah, very cool.
Wait, I have a quick question. Is Ben technically the oldest? Because he was A.
Yeah, Ben. Oh, they did take them out in order. No, wait, they didn't. No, they didn't. Hold on a second.
Wait a minute.
Sorry.
I've never heard differently. It's always been me, Maddie, Sebastian.
Yeah. No, ABC. Yeah. And the reason they give ABC, A is the one who's closest, I'm sorry, but closest to the cervix, closest to coming out first. But you all were born C-section.
Yeah.
So I honestly don't know.
Oh.
I think Sebastian came out first because he was up higher.
Okay.
I don't know about that.
I was just curious. I mean, they're triplets. I was just curious.
Y'all cried when you came out. So that's all I was listening for, because there was a big drape up here and I had a spinal block and I couldn't feel anything. And they brought one out, cry. Oh, thank God. Brought the next one out, cry. Oh, thank God. Brought the next one out. So it wasn't like, okay, was that a boy? Is that a girl? I just knew there were 2 boys and a girl. You all cried and they whisked you away. Like I didn't even get to see your little faces until I went down to the NICU to see you. Yeah, I didn't even get to see you.
Wow. Okay. Well, I think for the purpose of my own sanity, I will continue to say that I am the oldest.
That is fair.
That is fine. We will say it was A, B, and C. We will say that. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't even know.
Oh shoot! Sorry to stir up some trouble.
that's the way they put you in the when you got to what they call a bed together or room. They put you in that order. ABs. And you all kind of just formed into each other how you were in here. It was so weird because you'd walk into that step down unit and they had you all kind of, and your hands were on each other and you were just all snuggled up. And I just like, my God, a week ago they were in here just like that. That's just so weird. It was just so weird to see the difference in and out. I don't know.
Wow.
Just yeah. Sebastian was the kicker. Sebastian was the one inside that kick all the time. Just couldn't stay down. Poor little Maddie was squished.
He still does that actually.
He still kicks.
Still kicks, yeah. I misheard that it was Maddie that was a kicker, but I guess it was Sebastian.
Maddie kicked too. Because you were so low, you didn't get a whole lot of space.
Poor Ben.
It was the other, it was the other two because she was in the middle and he was on top. So if he wanted to stretch, he got kind of over here with the rib area. And poor you two, you were at the bottom, or you were anyway. And poor little Maddie was like squished in the middle. I felt there was an ultrasound that shows her kind of pushing you both away. Like she's right here. And
Poor thing.
I don't know. It's kind of funny.
I think that's totally manifest in the way that we all kind of like see the relationship between ourselves.
Oh, yeah?
I like very much value like personal space and like, and organization and cleanliness and
Your dad.
yeah, and so
Jason, damn it.
Maddie and Sebastian are not like that. So growing up, it was such a challenge to just like move them away from me because they were always
in your space,
energetic and clingy and in my space and dirty, and I just like.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
That's hilarious. I can't even imagine. I mean, we grew up with brothers and sisters, all of us, but not like of the same age.
No.
And not, oh Lord, I don't even know how y'all. Part of that would have been super, super fun and super, super cool, but I don't know. Same age. I don't know.
But it's cool because you said that you guys are like close now. You guys are older. Like that's
cool. It's only been like that for so long. It used to be just constant competition and arguing. Yeah. I mean, they're always your siblings and you love them no matter what, but it used to be a battle. Sure.
Yeah, wow. So funny. Very interesting. All right. We've already kind of answered that one. And I got like you referred to me as your California mom. We already kind of talked about. Okay. Yeah. I kind of hit all mine. Oh, okay. Well, and he already talked about his misconceptions of surrogacy. People thought you were adopted. You may not know this, but one of the reasons I actually did surrogacy is because I was adopted.
Really?
I was adopted. My parents got me when I was 4 weeks old, from the Catholic adoption agency. It was whatever. All three of us, my brother, my sister, myself, all adopted. But I never knew where the looks came from. I never knew the blue eyes. I never knew the cheeks. I never knew. People would always say, "Oh, do you look like your mom or you look like your dad?" Yeah, I don't know. And they told me I was adopted. I remember it vividly. Sitting on the couch, they brought us all in. We all sat down. I was about 7 or 8, and they said, they told us that we were adopted. And I was like, "Okay, thanks. Can I go back out and play?" So it really didn't resonate, and I really didn't understand what it meant. And as I got older, I think I started to wonder and like, wait a second, hold on, who do I look like? So one of the biggest one I had my first child was, oh, look at that, he's got my nose. Oh, look at that. So I really wanted to give or help people make a family. So that was one of my main reasons for doing surrogacy. It wasn't anything more than that.
Well, then I have a question for you. Just since we're talking about it. So I talked a little bit about how back, 18, 19 years ago, that it was kind of a more taboo thing to be a surrogate mother. But even today, like objectively, correct me if I'm wrong, there's still states where it's illegal to become a surrogate.
Correct.
So I'd love to hear more about like what you think about that. And also, is this podcast that we're talking right now, do you use it? I know you use it to kind of be like an informative place for other people thinking about surrogacy. Do you also hope that it'll turn into something that will encourage, policy changes or?
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
I have a hashtag going that says like change the conversation of surrogacy, which is a long hashtag.
Yeah.
But hashtag nonetheless, but it's just, surrogacy has a huge stigma because I was a surrogate. I don't know if you know that, but so I
did
was
it 3 times as well. So I did it 3 times and she did it 3 times.
Yeah. I've done it 3 times so far. I know.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
She did.
Yeah.
She did.
But only one of mine kind of turned out to be like your guys' relationship with my mom. My first journey turned out really great. My second one's okay. But my third one was utter just it was just absolutely horrible. They were not nice people, but it's so, I told Sebastian this and I'll tell you it, like, I love, like, this is why people get into surrogacy. Like, I know that your parents also had a big role in it. Cause like they were, they didn't have you grow up with surrogacy as a stigma. It was like, no, this is a natural thing. It's completely okay. This is acceptable. And like, you guys are like wonderful human beings, and you have gratitude, and you guys are thankful, and like, you're just like, yeah, like this is fine. And like, that's what I want. Like, it's just nice to hear from a surrogate baby.
Yeah, it should be more tolerated and more accepted everywhere. And it's still, you're right, Ben. It's still, it's not as out. Adoption is more accepted than surrogacy. In my mind, it is. It's way more accepted. And I don't know if that's just because there's a price tag attached to surrogacy, and maybe it kind of inhibits or prevents people from doing surrogacy, because it does take a lot of money to do it. The surrogate has to get paid. The agency has to get paid. There's fertility medicine. There's a fertility doctor. It is a big expense, and there's no guarantee you're going to get pregnant on the first try.
Right.
So
well, just piggybacking off that, people also, because she said about the money, people, uneducated people also believe that you're selling a baby.
Correct.
Or you're buying a baby.
Correct.
And like, I think that's the biggest stigma on surrogacy, because that's such a negative way to look at it.
Right. And along with that, the selling or buying of it comes, how can you give your child away? How can you give your baby away?
Right.
We're not giving them away. That this is a contract and I don't want to use business deal, but it is. You have to have a contract to protect both sides. So there are contracts involved. But that's, to me, that clearly set up the parameters and what was happening and what was expected on each side. And then what your parents and I ended up creating and having was way more than that. That we just felt so comfortable with one another. Like, they gave me, when you guys were born and in the hospital for those 5 weeks, they gave me free access to you. Like, who does that? Who does that? Like, they did.
Well, I'll answer. No one does that, Ben.
No one does that.
Because Ben's not going to think differently.
I mean, I literally lived 7 minutes away on the freeway, and I could come down to the hospital at any time, I guess. And they let me call and get updates on you guys. They were just so welcoming of it, which was back then just not, that didn't happen. It just didn't happen. And so I felt so fortunate that they allowed me to be part of that. And I said this when we interviewed Sebastian, like, they took it even one step further. And when they were ready to take you home, I got asked to come to the tarmac and help put you on the plane. Like, who does that? Nobody. Your parents, Jason and Terry, do that, because that just closed it for me. It was like, we did it. The three of us did it. Your parents and myself and my husband, who's a huge part of it. He's supportive, but we did it. And I got to see you fly off to go home to start your life. Like, I got so much peace from that. It was unbelievable. Unbelievable how much peace I got from that. And I went home and, we had our family again, and we just kind of did our thing. And I recovered from a C-section, and we just did our lives. But nobody does that. Yeah. So,
well, I mean, look, if anything else, this is the most important reason why I was so excited to talk with you guys, because hopefully, regardless if you get that same experience, or if any of your listeners have that same experience, coming to the source and hearing from someone who actually went through it, and from your guys as well, then people have some direction with saying, okay, like, this can actually turn out to be a beautiful thing, and something that there's absolutely no issues with. And the more people hear that, the more exposed they are to it, and the more it becomes accepted. Even though that should be the standard, there shouldn't be any question whether it should be accepted.
Right.
But promoting that message will ensure that it can become that.
Exactly. I totally agree with that.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
But we're also, we also all are like, like, and it's and I remember telling Sebastian, like, because you guys got to grow up, like, you guys grew up saying, like, oh, I have two dads and I'm from a surrogate, and it was uncomfortable for you. And like, I like raved about that, especially when she was pregnant with you guys. I was like, my mom's got 3 babies in her stomach and they're not hers. Like, I was just like, this is the coolest thing ever.
It was a lot of shock value. Yeah.
You guys are absolute superheroes for doing what you do. And I think people should recognize that more.
I think a lot of people need to open theirs, and hopefully they are. We're getting a lot of people that come on and they want to share the stories, good and bad. And we're not trying to put a negative light on this. We're really not. We're trying to.
How could we? We've done it 3 times for a reason each.
Yeah. And if I could still be doing it, I'd still be doing it. Like, but they cut you off at 40. So I'm done. Yeah. I can't be doing it anymore. I did one more after you guys. I did do one more after you guys. And I just had, was that I was twins, wasn't it? Yeah, that was the twin. Yeah, that right. That was the twin one. Yeah. So technically I've had 6. Technically one of them passed away in utero. So technically 5 live ones, and Kennedy's had 3 live ones plus her own. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of cool. But to see this like come full circle with now you guys being full functioning human beings, you were always full functioning human beings, but like you're adults, you're going to college, you're like literally past the age of 18.
Almost 20 this summer.
I know, crazy. Right? That's nuts.
It is actually insane.
That is nuts.
That's crazy.
Time flies.
It does fly. It does fly.
So just wait, hold on. I have 2 questions.
Okay.
So I ask my viewers or our viewers, right? And like our followers, like if they have any questions. Yeah. And so I have 2 questions for you. You cool with that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So they're the same ones I asked Sebastian, but were you interested in knowing who your mom was once you were old enough to understand?
When you say mom, Kennedy, you talking
I think they're meaning donor? Like a biological, like your egg donor. But like you guys didn't even know about your egg donor until like
probably 2 months ago.
Yeah. Like that's crazy.
I think if I remember correctly, Sebastian kind of told you how it happened. Like it was.
Yeah. Tell us again. I think it was you just got a text. Like I don't know.
Yeah, it was late at night. I was back home for winter break, and everyone was kind of in their own rooms doing their own thing. It was like kind of winding down time, and we have a group text called Triplets. That's like a communication service, and so we just received a text with a picture with no context. And we're just like, what is that? It's like an old, like, it was a picture from like, 20, 30 years ago. What are we looking at? Actually, I think my first thought was, Jason is huge on 23andMe. I don't know if you guys know that. It's like the DNA that you send, and then you like make a family tree. And he has this whole big tree that he's been like putting together for a few years now. And so I thought it was just another like old relative or something that we had.
Okay.
And then he just like sends a text like, "Hey guys, this is your egg donor. Cool." Like, really? I didn't know.
So random.
And so I'm just sitting in my bed like this. It took this long for me to find out that we had an egg donor, and then too, like, wow, she kind of looks like me too.
Right? She does. Gosh. She does, guys. Like because he showed it to us, and I was like, "Oh my god, wow, that's amazing!" And you two, the boys, are incredibly tall. How tall are you?
Super tall.
6 what?
6'1".
Where does the height come from?
Is Jason tall?
He's probably 5'10".
5'10"? That's average height for a guy. Yeah.
And like we passed him a while ago too.
I know, right?
Which is funny to me. So yeah, we don't know where the height came from. Honestly,
it's gotta be the egg donor. It's gotta be. Yeah. That's amazing.
So funny.
Our family's not that tall.
Yeah, no. Jeff's kind of tall from what I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like 6 foot.
Okay. All right. He's 6 foot. Maybe. Yeah. What's the other question, Ken?
How do you think being born from a surrogate has impacted your goals for a family? Like if you were to be in a situation where. Yeah.
So like I said, that I have never seen an issue with surrogacy. I never will see an issue with surrogacy. So if it ever came to a point where my partner was unable to become pregnant, then that would be the go-to, especially if you want to have children. Like I see no issue with that. I see how it's turned out.
Yeah.
And it can be something that's a very positive experience, as you guys know.
Totally.
Regardless of that, even if I don't have a surrogacy, or if any of your listeners, like they never go through with that, my experiences with having a surrogate mother has completely shifted like my own values, especially like when I come to have my own family. I think like accepting everyone for who they are, no matter their family dynamics. That's the most important thing, and that's something that my kids will know regardless of how they come to the circle.
Wow.
Oh,
That's
wow.
awesome.
My
Look at
gosh.
them. They're only 19 and I haven't
You
talked to
guys,
them. They all have
you guys
that
are, I know,
same
seriously, you're
foundation.
19 and you speak better than me. And like,
Yeah, but you know where that comes from? Their parents.
I know.
I know your dads are very intelligent individuals and and let's just talk for Jason for a second. He is very, here's the information, do with it as you may. Like, here's that picture, digest it. Like, here's your egg donor, digest it.
This is something that I've always appreciated that I haven't actually come to appreciate since pretty recently, is that you kind of have to, you got to figure out answers for yourself. You can't just be like handed everything.
Yeah.
Not to say that he like wouldn't explain anything to us, but he wants you to go attack the world on your own, and that's an important skill that I think a lot of people don't necessarily have.
I
And
agree.
the earlier you learn it, the better. So
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, absolutely.
Can I also like backtrack and ask you a question? So Sebastian said that he wrote his college essays about surrogacy and stuff. Did you?
I touched on it. I wrote about like my whole thing for my like main college essay was pick the most mundane task and make it sound interesting. So I wrote about like getting up in the mornings and walking the dogs with Jason, and it turned into like me like this was a while ago. I want to say it ended up in me kind of evaluating my life and how like I've become comfortable with change and being born as a triplet from a surrogate mother. Like all these things have kind of formed my own identity.
Yeah.
And I think I ended saying like how those walks are kind of just something that's grounded me, like no matter where I've been. It was just a simple experience, but I did touch on.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's
So.
very
That's cool. Oh
Because
my gosh.
and then here's another one. You and we did touch on it just a little bit in the beginning, but like say, especially at college, you don't know a lot of these people. I mean, you may know them now, but when you got there, you were, do you use this as a well, we talked about icebreaker, but do you use it to get a conversation started, or is it just something that comes up in conversation?
It could go either way. I think more often than not, it comes up in conversation.
Okay.
I mean, parents are like a common thing that people talk about, and like if I'm always saying my dad this, my dad that, my dad from North Carolina, my dad from Florida, people are like
what is happening?
And then I can use that for explanation. Sometimes people don't even know until they show up to my house. I'm like,
interesting.
Here are my parents, and almost always people are very understanding and recognize that, and that's something that's come with age.
Yeah. No, that's great. Do you call Jason and Terry?
Both dad.
You call them both dad?
Yeah. It used to be harder when they were still together in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Then we would distinguish. I want to say it was dad and dad for Terry.
Okay.
I remember it was something along those lines, but I mean now like just dad for both.
Dad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Oh my gosh.
Cool. Wow. You have any more
And
questions?
now they're both seeing new people, so it's like in a way I have 4 dads, which is
right. I know.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even think of that. That's trippy.
Right. It is because Terry's married to Greg, right?
Yeah.
And then
Jason's with Darwin now.
What's the name?
Darwin.
Okay.
So there's a lot of father figures in my life.
Holy
amazing.
cow.
But it's cool because I have a relationship with all of them, and they all kind of add something new to my life, and
of course
it always keeps things interesting.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Oh my gosh.
Really cool. Wow. You got any questions for us that you can ask us anything? We don't really care.
Yeah.
It's like, whatever.
I wish I'd gone back and listened to more of your previous podcasts so I could like build off.
Oh, it's okay.
No, yeah.
No. We're just pretty casual. I'm just happy you came on.
Yeah.
Happy you shared.
Give your perspective.
Yeah.
I mean, so I know that you're still going through a surrogacy. Like, what do you hope to get out of like any future experiences with that? You talked about how you had like a negative experience. Was that your most recent one?
Yeah, that was my last one.
Does that change how you like move forward doing it, or are you kind of are you able to move on from that, or how does that?
Yeah, so it was so bad to the point where like lawyers were involved and I was threatened the entire pregnancy, and it was just mentally taxing and like mentally abusive. So I view surrogacy in a completely different light, not in like such a negative light. I just have a different taste in my mouth for agencies than I used to, because people normally, they normally meet at an agency. That's how you normally get matched. And the agency is supposed to have both sides' backs, and I'm sure most do. But yeah, going forward, if I were to go forward, which I probably will one more time, but like I'm gonna finish having my own kids first.
Yeah.
I don't think I would go with an agency. I think I would just find somebody like privately and just do it like that.
Probably
Which has its own risks. That has its own risks associated with it too. But
yeah, it does.
It does. It does.
But
it's all right.
Do you think that like negative experiences like that are common?
The extreme of my negative experience, not common. So rare. But then again, finding out from interviewing like other surrogates, there are similarities of the negatives that happened in my journey in theirs. So they're not all great. They're, like, honestly, like I constantly tell my mom this. I'm always like, you and the triplets, like your whole family and my mom, like, you guys need to be like a freaking billboard for surrogacy, because like that's what everybody wants for the most part. Like that's the best outcome in the world. And so yeah, I would say that probably, I don't know, maybe
it's rare. I'd say 5% or less are that bad, as bad
well,
as
that bad, but there are
Yeah.
negative experiences.
Well, look at this. You're taking, let's say, two individuals and then a family. Usually it's like a husband and a wife, or maybe it's a lesbian couple, who knows what it is. But you're putting all these people together for one common goal, and that's to have a baby, something that this couple that doesn't have one has longed for such a long time, and their hopes and dreams can just be devastated if things don't go right. So there's a lot of pressure that really is not, we call them intended parents. The intended parents aren't necessarily putting the pressure on the surrogate, but it's a pressure we all feel because we want to do it right. We're here to try and help. We're here to try to give life. We're here to try to help make a family. Everybody has their own calling in a different way. But there's a lot of back pressure. You just don't see it. And I'd have to say your parents like literally took that off the table from day one. Like the minute we found out we were having triplets, there was a lot of things to consider, a lot. And they just kind of, Jason really just kind of went, let's just take a breath. Let's see where we go. Let's go to specialists. We did. Let's see what they say. And the one we ended up going with literally said, a triplet pregnancy is no different than a twin pregnancy. You just have to modify a few things. And when we heard that, we were like, and I was on board and I'm like, yes, let's do this. Let's do all three. Let's just do it and go forth. And I think because we were all on the same page, it really helped. And we were, I don't know, they're just those two human beings. Your parents are just, as far as I'm concerned, on the top tier of people I'll ever meet in my entire life, ever. And I really can't, they're your parents. Like, know what they're about. And they were that and so much more when I was pregnant with you guys. They were just, I don't know. I don't even know how to say it. I just couldn't ask for a better couple. I really couldn't have. And to be kept so involved in your lives. Like, I came to your second birthday party. You probably don't remember that. We went to a petting zoo. Yeah. But Sebastian had a bowl cut haircut. It was like auburn red. It was adorable. Yeah. You had the little curls on your head. And then just Maddie, cutest little girl. And y'all didn't know who the hell I was. Nobody there knew who I was. And it didn't matter. I just was like, oh my God, they're letting me come to their party. Yeah. It was super cool. It was really nice.
The bigger issue there was the bowl cuts. I look at it all the time and it's like, why did we all have bowl cut? That was a mistake.
Oh my gosh. Everybody gets a bowl cut once in their life. I had
know.
one, unfortunately.
You did. It's
It
fine.
builds character, I think.
It's
Doesn't
right. Right. So are you working now? Do you have a job or are you just doing school?
Yeah, I started this year doing remote work for Jason. I was
Nice.
I was doing like COVID supervising tests like online, so that we just have Zoom calls and
Cool.
kind of give direction on people testing and then
Yeah.
for their results.
Mhm.
That's slowed down now because COVID's kind of coming to a little bit of a halt, which
Right.
I'm happy to see. But
Yeah.
now I know I'm looking for a different job. I'm studying at USC Price, which is a public policy school,
Oh, okay.
and I'm going into real estate development and health policy. So I've applied to some jobs that are kind of at the intersection of those two
Okay.
curriculums. If not, I'll probably just find like a simple job near home.
Yeah.
I'd like
Yeah.
to make money. I don't want to mooch off of
Yeah.
Jason. It's nice to kind of earn.
See, that's another little value they instilled in you. So you also got to go to, I want to say it was Europe. I'm not quite sure where you were studying. Were you in Paris? Where were you?
I was in Paris.
You were in Paris.
Oh, okay.
Was that through USC or that was a offshoot program?
Yeah, so when I received my application decision, they were like, "You're admitted for the spring semester,
Okay.
which is you'd go in the fall, and then you
Right.
have a year at school as a freshman." For
Yeah.
me, they're like, "You are welcome to go get a job. You can go take community college classes and get credit, or you can go study abroad." And I weighed the options, and I thought, "Wow, going to Paris would be very cool." And Jason had done that too when he was younger, so it was kind of like
Oh, cool.
Okay.
following in his footsteps a little bit. And I honestly couldn't be more grateful for that opportunity.
Yeah. It was a good experience.
Coolest thing I've ever done.
Wow.
I traveled to 12 countries over 5 months.
Wow.
And yeah, I learned zero French.
That's fair.
You
French is
still
hard.
got through. Still got through
I
the
know,
country.
I've taken Spanish for the last like 10 years, and I just
Oh my gosh. That's so
Yeah,
funny.
because that's the one that you're going to use in life.
Are you fluent in Spanish?
Well, I don't know about fluent. I mean, I like
Conversational?
working proficiency, yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
Good for you.
That's good.
And I'm just going to ask, you have a girlfriend, boyfriend, what? I don't know.
I don't now, actually.
Okay. Did you? Because there was a girl in a lot of pictures.
I did.
Okay.
Mom,
All right.
don't like
I
freaking
go
air
further.
his-
I was just curious if we
No.
were long distancing.
There's no hard feelings or anything. It was just a matter of circumstance. It's hard when you kind of like when you both go different ways. So
Yeah.
it was
Now-
mutually beneficial, but
Yeah. Maybe you'll reintroduce. Who knows?
I'm 19. I have a lot to
Yeah, you do.
For sure.
it.
You have a whole life to live. I got pregnant right after 19, so be careful. Don't be
I
And I
don't
was
be like me.
And I was married at 19 and a baby
Oh
at 20.
goodness.
Yeah, I'm married. No, so yeah, no. Mm-mm.
We are not the good 19-year-old people.
Yikes.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my Lord. I will tell you one other thing. When I was on bed rest with you guys after we did the transfer, we had to go on 3 days of bed rest.
yeah.
Like you have to stay in a hotel. You can't get up only to use the restroom and you just have to lay in bed. Nowadays, they let you go home and you just kind of modify. You just kind of rest.
Well,
Um,
some do.
Yeah, some do. So both your parents were out here for the transfer. They both came to the hotel, put me up in a very nice hotel, and brought me food. And Terry got into hang out in the bed with me. We watched movies. Like it was such a wonderful experience. They brought me Morton's steak. I was like, oh my God, this is beautiful. Like, it's so nice.
Oh my gosh.
It was so nice that they actually stayed there. Cause I do know some surrogates back then whose couples just left, like put them up in the hotel and that's it. And you're like, bye, see ya. It's, I don't know. They're just a very unique breed. Those two people.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I did tell this on the last one, but I knew I was pregnant with you guys when we were not all three, but I knew we were pregnant with something when we were on bed rest because I got this electrical zing. I got it 3 times and I just should have known that means all 3 of you were implanting into my uterus. But it was like, we were sitting there, Terry and I were watching some movie and Mike was my husband and your dad, Jason, were out getting food. And and all of a sudden I felt this just electrical zing. And then I felt another one and another one in my abdomen. And I looked at your dad, Terry, and I just said, I think at least one just implanted. And he was like, what? And I was like, I bet you anything. And from then on, I just calmed down about the whole thing. Like, we're pregnant. I just don't know how many took. We're pregnant. And sure enough, we were.
Oh
it was the weirdest thing. The weirdest thing.
Wow.
But, I don't know. I can't speak enough of your parents. I really, really can't, because they're
I do want to hear, I mean, they sound like they're the model parents for your whole pregnancy, but I remember hearing that they were, where were they when we were born? Like when we were, like when you went into labor, where were they?
Right. So I went in for just a routine checkup, 32-week checkup. I just went in for it. That's all. I just had to go get monitored. So I went in and they were like, well, you know what? She's 32 weeks. Why don't we just go give her the shot? I should have looked up the name of it. It's the shot it's steroids to help the baby's lungs develop quicker, because they knew we weren't going to 40 weeks. We knew that. And I was already 32. So they thought you guys might be coming between 32 and 36. So they sent me over to the hospital to get those injections. And while I was there, they said, oh, we're just going to check your cervix. I was 3 centimeters already, had no clue. When you get to 10, you're going to give birth to babies. So I had no clue. Your parents are in Georgia. I'm now in the hospital. They're admitting me. I call them immediately and I say, listen, I'm being admitted. I'm not quite sure. They're going to put me on mag sulfate, which stops contractions. Didn't even know I was having them. And they're going to try to hold off the labor. But I'm in the hospital now until these babies are born. So that meant either overnight or 2, 3, 4 weeks, I was going to be in the hospital. So Jason said, should we come? And I said, well, it's kind of late, because I think it was like 6 o'clock here. So it was like 9 o'clock there. And he's like, we're getting on a plane first thing in the morning. And I was like, okay. Through the whole night, they kept monitoring you guys. I kept dilating. The mag sulfate wasn't working. It wasn't stopping. And I said, and I had enough babies to know, I said, if I get to 6 centimeters, that's it. These babies are coming. There's no way to stop it. And I got to 5 and we just couldn't stop it. And so when the morning at 6 a.m. they came in, I was almost 6. They're like, we have to do an emergency C-section, because I couldn't deliver you vaginally. Yeah. They needed you to come out C-section, because that's just, there's no way. There's no way that was going to happen.
Phoebe Buffet delivered.
Well, okay, on Friends on a TV show. But you were all bunk bed. None of you were even head down. So that just wasn't going to happen. Yeah. And we always knew it would be a C-section. So they're on a plane coming out. I'm getting these babies C-section. Your uncle's driving up. We all know that story. He gets to the hospital literally right after I think he got there right before they were born. Like, I can't remember. He'd have to tell you that one. I just remember he was one of the first ones that saw you guys, because he was there and he brought a camera, because your dad said, get up there. These babies are coming and we can't get there. And then your parents are on the plane and stewardesses are bringing them champagne, because they're like, we're going to California to get our triplets. Our triplets are being born. And it was wow, what a party that was. Like,
cute.
And I'll never forget it. Your parents came right from the airport, did not go to see you first. They came to me. And I will lose it again.
Just gonna cry.
They didn't have to do that. They did not have to do that. Yeah. They came to me to make sure I was okay. I told them, I am fine. Get out of here and go see your babies. Dear God, we can talk later. But that's the kind of people they are. You already know the kind of people they are. I just can't speak enough about them. But yes. Yeah. So they went and saw you guys. I was wheeled to my room. I kind of recovered. They came in. We had a nice little chat. Your dad kept running back because they told me Maddie was 2 pounds something. And I'm like, bull, you know what? She's not 2 pounds. No. And so your dad came back in and he goes, Ellen. And I think she was 310 or 3 something. And he goes, they were wrong. And I'm like, yeah, they were wrong. Like all drugged up. I'm like, yes, thank God they were wrong.
It was there for quality assurance.
Yeah, right. No, thank God. And he came back and told me immediately, because I'm like, oh my God, I failed Maddie. Like, the boys are okay. But did you know you might have been a different name, or did they ever share that?
I think I was always going to be Benjamin. I know Sebastian was going to be a different name.
Yes, it was Sebastian who was going to be the different name.
He was going to be Dakota.
You're right. You were always Ben. You're right. it was him who changed the name. Who they changed because I was like, they're like, do you know their names? And I'm like, oh, that's not my place. You have to wait till the parents get here.
Yeah. Oh, how funny.
And then Terry comes in, he goes, no, we're naming Dakota Sebastian. I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. Where'd you come up with that? Yeah.
I would
So
love to
funny.
know where both of those names came from because mine was from family. Madison, like seemed, like typical. Sebastian's like what?
Yeah. That isn't it. I just never, and that's a hard
Different.
one for a kid to have to learn how to spell.
Oh my
And
God, and stay.
and he goes by Seb now, right? Most people Seb. Yeah. That's cool. But yeah, that's where they were. They were in Georgia, and then they ended up staying here. Terry stayed here for the 5 weeks. I think your dad had to fly back for something, and then he came back out too. And they stayed at the Ronald McDonald House, which is right next to UCI. Yeah, you hear about that, right? For families with sick babies, or sick kids. Yeah, they stayed there.
I was actually I didn't realize it was at UCI. I mean, I did, but I kind of forgot. I just drove by that the other day because I was down in Newport.
Yeah.
With some friends, and like we drove right by UCI Medical Center, and so
that's where you were born.
Yeah.
Oh, how crazy that like now you're like back where you were born. Woo.
Yeah.
That just like connected in my. I'm tired, but that just.
I absolutely love it out here.
Do you?
Yeah, I really do.
Versus Florida. I know Florida's pretty humid, but you guys spend a lot of time in Florida, even with your dad not moving there until now, but because your grandparents there.
We grew up going to Florida, but
yeah,
it's just like
you like it out here.
I actually walk outside every day and I kind of look around and like,
yeah, lucky you, right?
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Did you apply to any other schools? I'm just curious.
Yeah, I applied. Every other school that I applied to was on the East Coast, so it was kind of meant to be, I guess.
Oh, how funny!
School.
Very interesting.
Yeah, and I pretty much got rejected from like 80% of the schools that I applied to, and USC was one of the last ones that I heard from, and it just worked out.
Yeah, it did work out. Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Oh my gosh.
Now we're just talking lives. Okay.
I know.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you so much for coming on. Seriously.
Yeah, no, seriously. Thank you for sharing your perspective.
Was it enlightening for you? Did we? Okay, cool.
Yeah, no, I mean, I learned a lot from you guys today, and I'm glad to be number 2 out of 3, and then hopefully he comes on soon. You guys will have the full picture.
Yeah. She said she would when she has finals or something. She said she would after she gets home after May 5th or 6th. So I said I'd follow up with her. Yeah.
I texted her about it, and she said she would love to do it, and I'll relay the message from today that very easy to talk to you guys, and that
because it's going to be a very different perspective.
Yeah.
She's going to have good stories for you guys. 100%.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Girl. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Thank you. And seriously, we are really around the corner. We will have to have you over.
Yeah, you just said you were in Newport. That's not like far at all.
Listen, if I depending on how this job works out, if I end up staying back here for another extra week or 2, I will gladly come down and see you guys.
Let me know if you do, and we'll work out a day. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yay. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Good luck on your finals, hun.
Thank you so much. All right, we'll talk soon. Bye, you guys.
Take care, sweetie. Bye-bye.
Bye.
That was fun. 2 out of 3. Baby A. And no, he's baby A.
That was baby A.
And we have baby C.
So now we're going to get baby B.
Yeah. Yes. And she's going to come on in a couple weeks. She's got finals going on. So
it's funny how different they look, but how similar they look at the same time.
And they talk.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And that they're just like nice human beings. And they're both like, they both are just good people.
Yeah. Right.
It's just like, I think I need to go take a parenting 101 crash course with Jason and Terry and like figure out how.
But how many, and I'm not trying to be negative on 19-year-olds. I'm not. But how many
can you just listen to what we did at 19?
Right. And I know some 19-year-olds right now, and I'm like, wow, completely different than, very interesting. Yeah, I'm super glad they're here. I'm super glad I was part of it. Yeah. I'm very humbled to be part of it. I always looked at it as I was a very small part of their existence.
I don't think they look at it like that though.
Well, that's
talking
really
from
great.
them, you're not a very small part of their existence. You are a big part of their existence.
And I use the word existence. You know how I use that. I
know, but I'm just saying,
yeah,
not just one, but now two have given you quite a lot of validation, and surrogates in general, a lot of validation for what they do.
Right.
So it's
yeah.
I'm speechless.
Very sweet humans. They're just so. Ben, if you're listening to this, thank you so much. Sebastian, thank you so much. And Maddie, we're looking forward to having you on.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. That's going to be like forever. That's like going to be like such a long podcast.
It'll be such a different perspective. I'm just one girl in the house of all guys. Like, and even the dogs were male. Like,
oh,
so, from my understanding, even the dogs were male.
Oh my God.
Oh, Maddie.
It's gotta be tough.
Yeah. Okay. So thanks for listening, everyone.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
Enjoying. This has been Stop.Sit.Surrogate with Kennedy and Ellen.
Yes. And if you guys would like to share your stories as well, please go ahead and reach out at my handle on Instagram at SURROG8mother. And we'd love to hear from you, and we'd love to give you a place to share your story with everyone.
Yes. Love to. Trying to get the word out. Surrogacy should be seen as a good thing, and get all those
stigmas,
misconceptions, out of the way. So take care, everyone.
Yeah.
Have a lovely week.
Yes. Bye, guys.
Bye.
If you enjoyed this podcast, be sure to give us a like and subscribe. Also, check out the link to our YouTube channel in the description. And be sure to also check out our children's book, My Mom Has Superpowers, sold on Amazon and Etsy.